Okay, what I have here now is macaroni noodles, and I'm going to show you how to do homemade macaroni and cheese. I've already boiled these noodles, which takes about 10 minutes, but I spared you the pain of having to watch noodles boil, because, you know, awful boring. But this is going to go really, really fast once I do these noodles. But I'll show you what I have here. I have 1 egg that's going to go in it. I have, now this is a ½ pound of cheese. I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, it's really good. Okay, so then I have some cheese cut up into little squares so that it'll melt easier and faster. And then I have some slices of cheese that I'm going to put on top. And I don't know, I cut them up, I butchered them. But that's okay because they're all going to melt anyway. And then I have a ½ cup of milk. And I have half of a box of elbow macaroni noodles, and they are done. So let me go ahead and drain them because, like I said, this one goes really, really fast. I'll go ahead and drain those noodles real quick. It doesn't take long at all to drain them. Okay. Now, oh, and did I mention I have a stick of butter, because who doesn't like butter? Okay, so what I'm going to do is, while the noodles are still hot, all I did was drain them. Oh, I fumbled, sorry. Escaping butter. Okay, anyway, no matter, the counter was clean. Alright, so now it's going to go really, really fast. I'm going to put the egg in last. I'm going to put the cheese in first, because this goes really, really quick. So I have a stick of butter and 1 egg, okay? And while the pot is still hot and while the pasta is still hot, what you want to do is you want to mix that up and let that cheese kind of melt and let that egg kind of cook, semi-cook with that hot pan or hot pot, whatever you want to call it. And you just want to stir, 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 so that the cheese is not sticking to the bottom, but so that all the noodles get evenly coated with cheese. Oh, I have escaped noodles. Oh well. I'll just let that go. Anyway, noodles are trying to escape. So just kind of hold the pot and kind of let it melt like this. That way all the pasta gets evenly coated with macaroni and cheese. And now I'm just going to stir in some milk to kind of, so the cheese doesn't lump up on me. A little bit of milk at a time is what you want to stir in, about a half of a half right now. And the milk is so the pasta does not get dried out when you put it in the oven, because you got to cook it in the oven. Cook time on that is about 15 minutes. It's not really that bad. So, but it's really, really good homemade macaroni and cheese. See, your cheese is starting to melt. See that? Okay. And I've used mild cheddar, but if you don't like mild cheddar, you can use something else. You can use whatever you want, really. There is no rule. It's homemade macaroni and cheese. There's no rule on it. Oh, another escaped noodle. Sorry. I'll clean that up in a minute. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to keep going, because I have to stir this cheese or it will stick to the bottom. You just want all your noodles evenly coated with all of that cheese. And you want it to look kind of a yellow color once you get it all stirred in. Because if you don't stir it in this way, then you'll have some cheese and some not on your noodles, and it just won't turn out really good. Okay, I'm going to add some more milk because it's starting to get a little dry on me. The rest of that ½ cup of milk. Okay? We're going to do that. Stir it in while it's still hot. And I'm going to transfer this over to a casserole dish so that I can put some more cheese on top. Like I said, this is a whole 16-ounce package of cheese, or ½ a pound, however you want to say it. Mild cheddar. See, that looks so good. Okay, now I have my casserole dish. I'm just going to pour it in. And it's a little soupy. Oh, more escape noodles. That's okay. It's a little soupy. Let's put that in some water because that cheese will stick to that pot. It's a little bit soupy right now. But that's okay because it's going to bake for about 15 minutes so the egg can cook. So that the milk, you know, so it'll blend in nicely and won't be so soupy. And so the cheese can melt, obviously. Okay. Now, what I do is I take these little slices that I mentioned earlier and just put them on top. And once it melts in to the casserole dish, it's going to look really, really good. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be even slices. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to, you know, be the end of the world if, you know, something happens to it. That's why I like cooking versus baking. Baking is more precise and more of a pain. Alright, now, then all you're going to do is take this, and it's going to be about 15 minutes in the oven on 350. And that is it, really. I'll let you see it when it comes out of the oven 15 minutes later. Let's set the timer, shall we? Shall we? We shall. Okay, see you in 15 minutes. Okay, so we have just a couple of seconds and we'll be getting it out of the oven. Like I said, I cooked it on 350 for 15 minutes. See, there goes the timer. Timer is all done and off. Okay, let's see what it looks like. I told you the cheese slices on top wouldn't matter much because it's going to melt, see? And that's what it comes out looking like. Comes out looking all warm and gooey and yummy. And some of that soupiness has went away. And it's going to be so good to see that how that cheesy that is. The cheese is going to just come right out like that because of all that butter that we put in there. That's what it looks like, homemade macaroni and cheese. Everybody was asking me to do it. So there it is. I hope you go home and you cook it, or if you're at home, I hope you make it and enjoy. Thanks.